Hello and welcome to Craft with Sarah and day 6 of the Christmas Craft Countdown, where I'm sharing a brand new Christmas themed Cricut project with you every day for 20 days. Today's project is this beautiful nativity themed Christmas card. It's really lovely. It tells the story of the nativity in all of the details along the front. It looks amazing with a little bit of shimmer like the gold that I've used for this card. Hopefully you can just about see that shimmering in my camera lights. It's quite quick to cut to, as it's only 4 layers, including the base card. So if you like to make all of your cards the same, this is a great one if you've got lots to make, as it doesn't take too long. It's a 5x7" card and it will fit in a standard sized envelope, but I've included an envelope template for you as well, in case you'd prefer to make your own. Let's get started. The files for this project are free for the next 24 hours. Here's how to download them. Register a free ticket for the Christmas Craft Countdown at craftwithsarah.com/Christmas25. After registering, you'll get an email which contains a link to the schedule page for the countdown. Visit the schedule page to find and download today's files. Each download is only available for free for 24 hours after it goes live. If you've missed some, check out the Instant Access bundle at craftwithsarah.com/Christmas25 bundle, which gives immediate and ongoing access to all of the files from the Christmas Craft Countdown, plus loads of extra bonus designs. Or purchase just the design from this video at craftwithsarah.com/products. To find the designs from this countdown, click into the Occasions filter and choose Christmas. The designs will appear here each day once the free versions have expired. The download comes in a zip folder. You need to unzip this before uploading the SVG files into your cutting machine software. For instructions on how to use the cut files, visit craftwithsarah.com/help and choose Cricut, Silhouette or Scan and Cut. Within there are dedicated help guides on topics such as how to upload SVGs, how to modify them to make custom projects, framing tips, and how to cut cardstock with your type of machine. If you have any questions, email hello@craftwithsarah.com. Now, on with today's project. Here's the SVG for the nativity card loaded into Cricut Design Space. Close out the window on the left by clicking the arrow, and then we can see what we've got. So within here are just the 4 layers. We've got the base card in white. I tend to do white pieces in a slight off-white, so it's a little bit easier to see against the white background, but I would cut it from pure white. And then we've got a gold for the stars in the background, a blue for the sky, and then another piece of the same gold to make up the nativity scene on the front. This is probably going to be the quickest video in the whole countdown, but I'm going to add a little bit more information, which is if you have a scoring wheel or a scoring stylus for your Cricut machine, it's a good idea to add a line down the middle of the card to make it easier to fold. First up, let's check the size. The card should load in at 10 inches wide and 7 inches tall, which will make a 5x7" card when it's folded. I don't recommend sizing any smaller than that because the stars are pretty small and they would be too hard to cut if you made the card any smaller. To add a score line, we need to ungroup the layers. So click on the card and then press the ungroup button at the bottom, which is this one over here, the very far right one that appears on the little floating menu. Then click away, go into shapes and choose a score line, which is this top one. And then we can close out that window. Change the height to 7 inches, then drag a box that touches the score line and the white base card, and then along the top press Align Center. That puts the score line exactly in the middle. If I drag it down underneath, you can see that's now appearing in the middle of the base card. We need to tell the Cricut we actually want it to do the scoring in this position. If you don't do this step, it won't keep the score line in the middle when you go to make it. With the base card and the score line still selected, click on the paperclip icon underneath, which is the Attach button. Attach is what tells the Cricut we want it to do the scoring in that exact place. And then we can go Arrange, Center Back to move it back underneath everything, and you can drag it back into place, but you don't have to if you don't want to. It doesn't actually matter where it is on the screen. And that's it, ready to cut. Press Make over on the top right, And then if you want to, you can change the paper size in the drop down here. I tend to use A4 paper, as in the UK, that's our standard paper size. And you will need to do that for every colour. Now it's put my gold onto 2 sheets, but I reckon I can get it onto 1 if I rotate them round. So I'm going to click on this rotate arrow, hold the shift key on my keyboard down and rotate it 90 degrees. Then go to the other one, press the 3 dots and move object. Click on the other gold sheet and press confirm. And rotate that one round as well and move it underneath. Yeah, loads of room. Can fit that onto 1 sheet. We don't want to be cutting into 2 sheets of our fancy gold card if it can just be done on 1. Don't worry that there's now an empty sheet here. It will disappear when you move on to the next step. And then I would do this one as well. And once again, I'll rotate it round so that I'll have all this space to use on another project another day. When you're happy with how everything is looking, press continue to connect to your Cricut machine and follow the on-screen instructions to get everything cut from cardstock. Here are the pieces of my nativity card cut out. I've used a gold card for these layers. I've actually got slightly different gold cards because I was using up some of my scraps from other projects, but I figured it's not really going to notice, so it'll be fine. Make sure all your little stars are poked out. They are very small. Using a weeding tool or similar can help you get the little pieces out if they haven't quite come out as you took your cardstock off the mat. Folded my base card in half, and if you've got a brayer tool or similar, go down your score line so it's nice and crisp. First up, we've got the gold bit to glue onto the base. I'm using Barely Art Glue, there it is, but I also like Kalal. The reason I like these 2 glues is they don't bend or wrinkle the card like some glues can do. I'll put a good amount on here, making sure we don't go over any of the holes. From doing that, I've noticed there's actually 2 more bits that I haven't quite popped out. It's almost gone, but not completely. That's better. And then this lines up exactly on the front of the card. And then we've got this bit to go on top. So this will line up all the circles. So you'll see some of the original white, all the white here coming through, and then the rest will be the gold. And this also glues on top. So the alignment is important on this one, to get it as closely as you can so that you see the white through in all the holes. There, if I hold it into my light, you can see all those stars shining through. Then there's the nativity piece, and you can either glue this on for a really flat card, which would be really great for being cost effective to post, or if you want to add some dimension, you can use some foam squares to bring it out a little bit, and that's what I'm going to do. Turn it upside down and get some foam squares. The ones I'm using are from Dot and Dab. These are 5 by 5 millimeters in size and 2 millimeters thick, but any foam squares will do. It's just if yours are bigger, you'll probably need to cut them smaller with scissors to fit in the nativity, but they are really easy to cut. I'm going to work around the edges first. My foam squares just about fit in the frame, which is good. If yours don't, cut them smaller. What you don't want is for any of the foam to go over any of the edges or into any of the gaps in here, otherwise you'll be able to see it. And we don't want that, we want it to be nice and hidden. Adding a good amount on here as I want it to be really well stuck. If I was just to stick this onto my card like this with the foam squares around the edge, there's nothing to hold up all the pictures in the middle, so they'll probably dip down and touch right up against the sky rather than remaining raised. So in order to get around that, we need foam squares in the design itself too. I'm going to put some in the larger bits first, and then I will need to cut my foam squares smaller for some of the details. These bits are quite big, which is good. And then I've got some left over on another sheet that I've already cut in half, left over from another project. These are really teeny tiny, but that's what's needed for these bits. Gluing it definitely would have been easier, but I like having a little bit of 3D effect on cards, which is why I'm doing it with the foam squares. Now that I've got all those on there, I'm going to peel the tops off to reveal the stickiness underneath. Now these are all sticky, let's bring the card back in, line it up around the edges, and then gently drop down. The reason for the gentle dropping is it means that it's not actually stuck yet, it's just placed on top. So if I wasn't happy with the positioning, I could pick it up and move it about, give it another try. But that's looking good to me. So I'll push down and get it all stuck. And that's it, my nativity greetings card, all finished. I told you it was going to be quick. If you want to make a matching envelope for this one, check the description of the video for a link to a separate tutorial on how to make 5x7-inch envelopes with your Cricut machine. It's really nice and sparkly with the shimmer on my gold card, and a really nice traditional Christmas card to make. I hope that you enjoyed this video on how to make this quick and easy nativity card for Christmas. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel for loads more Cricut crafts and free SVGs. I hope to see you again tomorrow for day 7 of the Christmas craft countdown, but for now, thank you so much for watching. Bye!